All right, well, hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Around Cranberry Township. I'm your host, Dr. Ian Bulow with Revive Upper Cervical Chiropractic. That's my business. But today we're here to talk with Amanda Coleman with Salon Bella Vita. Say hey, Amanda.
Hi, everyone.
So I have been coming here, I don't know how long do you think?
Over a year now.
Yeah, it's been a while. And I'm in for my haircut. It actually doesn't, I think it actually is falling down nicely. Probably just a little trim today. But over the last few months, over the last year or so, every time I come in, I talk to Amanda about the ACT page and I say, you know what, we've really got to do an interview with you, because how long have you guys been here?
It'll be 3 years in April.
Yeah, and the whole thing with Around Cranberry Township and why it started was to connect people with their community. I have a lot of clients, a lot of patients that are new to the area. They come in, they relocate, and they want to know, where do I find a good stylist? Or where should I take my kids out to have a good time with the family, or good restaurants in town? And as a lot of you know, and as you know, Amanda, I like to talk. so I thought, well, I like talking, and this is a way I can connect with my community as a professional, as a local small business owner, but then connect my patients with other business owners and professionals. So you guys are relatively, if you think about it in the grand scheme, relatively new to the area, but yet it feels like you've been here for a while.
It does, yeah.
So how did you guys end up, and tell everyone where you're located and how you guys got started?
We are located in Adams Shops in Mars, Pennsylvania. And
is it technically Mars here?
I think it's Adams Township, Seven Fields, Mars. We're kind of right.
It's so
There's
interesting.
so much right here, yeah.
Yeah, it's right on 228, across from the Giant Eagle on 228. But it's so funny. Right before we went live, I said, we're going to be doing this right here in Cranberry or Seven Fields, but I think you might be a Mars address. But okay, sorry to interrupt. But go ahead.
We're here located in Mars, so we found this spot. We knew it was a great location. I mean, this area is just booming.
Yeah.
So I grew up in the South Hills and have lived in the North Hills for probably 15, 17 years now.
Cool.
So we had talked about opening a salon for years, my mother and I, and this was just a great location. We found it.
So your mom originally, is she a stylist as well?
She's not, no.
Gotcha.
She was always in healthcare, and kind of just, after she retired, just decided to.
And how long have you been in it? How long have you been doing it?
20 years.
How about that?
I feel like I should say 10. That sounds younger.
Right. But so you've been doing it 20 years, but you and your mom had talked about starting one.
Since I was a kid.
How about that? Very cool. Congratulations.
Yeah,
that's really exciting. And so what month did you guys open it? Nothing's a big deal. So April. So this upcoming April will be 4 or 3. It'll be 3. So right now, that's what I mean. It seems like it's been forever, but very, very cool. And very awesome. And for those that don't know, how would you introduce your salon to the folks? You know what I mean? Like, what's it all about? What do you guys do here? What are some of your services?
We're a full service, high-end salon. We do all hair services. Any hair service someone wants, we can do. We also have skincare. So we offer skincare, facials, microderm, body waxing, facial waxing.
How about that? Yeah.
So really the only thing we don't do is nails.
Gotcha. Yeah. We'll have to take some pictures. I grabbed some pictures around, and for those of you that don't know, we have the Around Cranberry Township Instagram page. So I was taking some pictures around. I saw in the machine in the back, that must be where you do some of your skincare or facials there as well. So I'll have to take some pictures of that. And as we're chatting here, I've got some questions for you coming up, Amanda. But right now, I'm going to ask, if you're watching this, share this video. You never know who may have some questions for Amanda. Maybe they just didn't know who to ask or didn't want to ask, or who knows what with their own stylists. But please do share the video. And if you have any questions, ask. If you ask during the live broadcast here, we can answer them. Amanda, I'm sure can answer. I don't think I could be able to answer them, but Amanda can answer them. And even if you're watching this playback later, ask questions. And if you don't mind, Amanda, you could. I'm sure she'll come on to the ACT page, answer any questions that you guys have. So that being said, the questions I typically ask is kind of how you got into the work and that sort of thing. We talked about that as the practice, but what about yourself individually? What kind of drew you to salon or to the stylist world and working with hair and things like that?
I've always been into hair and skincare and makeup and just super girly, I guess you could say.
That's right. We'll say feminine now.
So I've always kind of, loved the beauty industry. Yeah. And I started beauty school in high school.
Cool.
So I went to Votech. And, back then when you're 15, 16 years old, you don't know if it's what you want to do forever. Yeah. But thank God my parents pushed me and said finish, and you
That's
know,
cool.
and it really has paid off well. So
That's very, very cool. What are some of the most common, or I don't like to say ideal clients, because I'm sure like in healthcare we can help a lot of people, and I'm sure you can help a lot of people.
Sure.
But what are the ones that that really kind of shine? You know what I mean? That, you know, like, oh gosh, we're going to be able to like really help this person, whether it's a specific style of hair or a specific time of life. What are some of those clients that you really enjoy taking care of, or like the ideal sort of situation to help people out?
I like, I mean, any client, obviously, we love to help, but someone who, you know, maybe has trouble doing their own hair at home, I like to show them a nice way of being able to get a similar look to what we do here.
Oh, that's cool.
Because a lot of times people leave salons and they never can duplicate the style, but if I can educate them and teach them how to duplicate that at home,
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. And actually, by the way, we were talking before the interview that you guys have a special now. If you've never been to Salon Bella Vita, there's a new, I almost said new patient special because it's my world, but the new client special. What is, if you don't mind sharing that,
sure.
what's going on?
It's a holiday hair package.
Gotcha.
And what you get is a full highlight or a partial balayage.
Well, I got to define balayage for me.
Balayage, it's very popular now. Balayage is a technique for highlighting that creates a look of ombre. So ombre is one color faded to another. So dark faded to light with the hair.
Got it.
And it's very, very, very popular now. It's very low maintenance because you're technically supposed to have roots.
Got it. That's right.
Yeah. But some people still love the highlights, which they're still very popular as well. So a full highlight or partial balayage. We include in that package, you get the Olaplex Blonde Multiplier, which keeps your hair extremely healthy. Normally a $20 upcharge, but it's included in the package. A brow wax, a haircut and style, and a custom conditioning treatment, all for $150.
That's pretty dang good.
It's over $100 in savings.
That's like a hair makeover right there. It sounds like.
Yeah.
So you talked about you know, folks that are looking for a new hairdo and one that they can keep up at home. You know what I mean? And then what are some of the occasions? I mean, do you guys see a lot of people that are on, you know, homecoming, prom, weddings, anniversaries? Like, what are some of those occasions that people may, you know, that may be coming up or may not think about in general?
Right.
You know what I mean? That are good
even
occasions.
Like New Year's Eve blowouts. We do that kind of stuff. Homecoming, proms, weddings. We have wedding parties. So we do have a makeup artist that also can come in and do makeup for wedding parties and proms and whatnot.
Yeah.
So we, you know, any special occasion, we can handle it. So
cool. So I only have a couple more questions, and I think these are interesting ones that I ask most of the businesses and service professionals that I talk to. Is there anything that people are surprised to learn, or like things that you hear outside of the industry that irk you that just aren't true? Like, are there any like things that pop up in the conversation around salons or around stylists or around styling that like, you all, like for me in chiropractic, people just assume it's once you go to the chiropractor you always have to go back, and it's kind of like, well, no, or like that we just crack backs. Like, there's certain aspects that I always like to set the record straight if given the opportunity. Is there anything like that for you? There may not be, but I'm just kind of curious. You know,
I can't think off the top of my head that, but yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of the times the clients that come in here, I mean, they kind of know what they're looking for, and they know, you know, they've tried other salons in the area that are, you know, it's kind of the same price range we are, so they know a little bit about what they're wanting. So
cool.
yeah,
That's great. And then one of my last questions, it's one of my favorite to ask, and we kind of almost already addressed it, but it's, you know, you get the why in terms of why you start a business or why you get into the world that you get into as a service professional or a business owner. But as you know, running your own business is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And what is it that keeps you engaged in it? Like, what's the payoff other than, it's kind of like a phrase, what's the payoff other than the paycheck, right? We all go to work, we have our jobs, and we need to make a living, and we do these things. But as a business owner, there's an extra amount of stress and pressure on you. And so what's the satisfaction, what's the payoff that you get emotionally when you're talking about doing the work that you do? Is there something in particular, or you know, that you really love about this line of work?
I'll tell you, for me, it absolutely is a job. It's a career.
Sure.
But I absolutely have a passion for doing hair and making people feel good about themselves inside and out.
That's cool.
And you know, we all look forward to vacations and time off, but when I have a week or two off, I actually miss it. I look forward to coming back and doing some highlights again or some balayage, or I absolutely look forward to it. So, and we just like, you know, passing that on to other people and making them feel good. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool. And it's neat. I mean, if anyone's ever watched the ACT interviews, everybody has a different thing that just keeps them coming back to what they do. And it's really kind of cool and special when you see what that is.
Right.
Like, it kind of lets people inside on the other kind of behind the veil, you know what I mean? What makes people tick, you know? So I really appreciate that. And I appreciate your time. I think you guys do a phenomenal job here, and I'm really happy to see you guys expand and just make such an impact that you do in this community. So before we close it out, any last words that you'd want to share with the ACT community?
Nothing, just to come give us a try. You know, we both have a lot of experience, and I think they'd be really happy. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Amanda, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for hanging out, guys. And like we've talked about, ask questions, share the video. Otherwise, we will see you next time. Bye now.